What's up guys, and welcome back to another episode of Career Mode. This is episode number 40, and today we are returning with a season finale as Season 2 reaches its end today, and what an end it could be as well, because the season finale is the one game special, and it's the Europa League Final, with Aston Villa taking on one of my former Career Mode teams, love it when this happens, Hertha Berlin, as we go in search of our first piece of European silverware of the series so far, and what a brilliant way that will be to end our first year back in the top flight if we can come through and get the job done tonight. So it's Hertha Berlin, first and only game, season finale, and I'm super excited, and I hope you guys are as well. But heading into the game, something quite interesting has happened. Before the game starts, we have a decision to make, and that is whether we play Christian Benteke or not, because I did see that a plaster is next to his name, which means that he should be able to be selected for the matchday squad, unless EA want to troll me here completely. Nope, there we go. We can put Benteke on the bench, and of course he's been missing since the injury he picked up towards the end of the season, and we thought his season was done, but instead he could play a part in the Europa League Final, but I don't think he'll start. Kodja, our top scorer in Europe, will definitely start, and Brereton, our top scorer overall, will play alongside him. And yeah, Benteke, it's great to know he's back for the final, but he'll have to be coming from the bench if he is to make an appearance tonight. So I'm fine with that team. And Pajac, I'd love to put him in the final for this game, but who do we take off the bench? Ashley Young played very well this season. No, Pajac, he's had a great end of the year. And this will be motivation for him to do even more next season. So, yeah, Europa League Final, Hertha Berlin, and I'm really excited. I hope you guys are as well. If you just want to, where are we playing? Oh, West Ham Stadium. If you just want to watch the game, by the way, in the bottom, I'll include the time for when it starts, and that'll be fine. But today's episode is going to be a live Q&A, and hopefully you guys enjoy it. I love doing live Q&As. I've always loved doing live Q&As, and I may not get as many questions nowadays, but it's just great to interact with you guys, and really great to answer your questions, and just have a nice little community feel, you know. And it should be a really fun live Q&A. Got some great questions. Thank you to everyone for asking the questions. Really appreciate it. And if you don't already, please do follow me on Twitter. It's at @Docklanders. There's a link to my Twitter, and my Snapchat's also in the description of every single video as well. And I get my questions from Twitter. I just post live commentary questions. You guys post me questions. And thanks to everyone for asking me questions. I can't get around to them all as always, but I'll try and answer as many as I can. There's quite a few on Tim Cahill, not a surprise. But yeah, I'll try and answer as many questions as I can, and hopefully we'll have a better game than the Spurs game, because this is the second live Q&A of the series, and the first one was the Spurs game in the EFL Cup final. We did win it, if you remember, by a goal to nil, but it was an atrocious game. Hopefully this one will be better for you, so yeah, it should be great. But I also want to say as well, guys, we get into the game, I have not had a really good few days. I've been really frustrated with everything. I've been really stressed out, super busy. I've had a couple of health appointments that I need to go to, and I've had this like really bad ulcer on my tongue as well, just really killing. It's not gone down. It's now Tuesday for me, Tuesday afternoon. I've had this ulcer on my tongue since like Friday, and it's absolutely killing me. I'll put a picture if you want. I'll put it on Snapchat so you can see how bad it is. Whenever I talk, it catches my teeth and it really hurts. But I've had a really bad week though. Like, a couple of my friends are really struggling at the moment, really struggling. One of them's really down, and I love my friends to pieces. Like, not having a great family makes me appreciate my friends so much more. And one of my friends right now is really struggling. And so if I've been sounding a little bit, you know, down and run down in my recent videos, I do apologise for it. But yeah, when I see my friends struggling, I don't feel great either. So that's why of late I've been a little bit low. But as February's about to start, we need to get it back up again and feel much better. So Hertha Berlin's team for the game is not going to feature Lasogga, of course, back in my career mode, but very good team. Jarstein's still there. They got Stark there, Patrick Van Aanholt at left back. That back four is actually really good. Kareem Rakik, a decent centre back too, and of course Davy Selker, as we know from the St. Pauli days, leading the line, 6'4". He'll be very hard to deal with in the air. But for our team tonight, obviously a very strong lineup as the Hertha Berlin fans are jumping. 3-5-2, of course, our best lineup. Rayner will wear the captain's armband in the absence of Mr. James Chester. Back three, Carter Vickers, Zagadou and Palmer Brown. Really good trio. Delphin Barkley in the middle. Shutvat wide on the left. Bustos on the right. Grealish to Cam. And again, up top together, Jonathan Kodja and Ben Brereton. So here we go, Europa League Final. First and only game today. Let's end what has been a magical year back in the top flight with our first piece of European silverware as well. So, first question of the live Q&A then. Oh, it feels so great to do these, man. And it comes from did you change your name? So I'd have to say that in the video. It comes from Daddy. And he says, are you into any games other than FIFA or FM? And I remember this question because I actually accidentally replied to him on the tweet, and I didn't realise it was for the live Q&A. So thank you for the question, Daddy. To be honest, no, I'm not really a big video game fan. I've said this before. I actually included a clip of a past live commentary I did in my Best of FIFA Career Mode video, where I said, this might surprise some people, but I'm not actually a big fan of video games. I don't really care about the events, the Gamescom E3 stuff. I don't even know when it is. I don't really care about it, to be honest. I'm not a big video game fan. It's really weird to have this career, you know, and to be playing video games essentially for a living. I know it's more about the videos I make, and not actually be that enthralled by video games. But no, I'm not really that fussed. I have an NBA 2K in my career. I buy 2K, I didn't buy it last year, but I try and buy 2K every year because my friend and I are massive basketball fans, and whenever he comes around sometimes we'll have a game each. But I don't think I've got out my rookie season yet in 2K, and I didn't do it in the last 2K I bought, which was 2K16 either. I just don't have the time to play it, and in general, like there's more like, okay, here's the thing, right? I used to love video games. When I was a kid, I absolutely loved video games. I was a huge fan. FIFA, obviously, Football Manager, 2K, Call of Duty. I loved Call of Duty back in the day. MW2 is my favourite Call of Duty. But that was when I was younger and I was a teenager and I was still, you know, a kid. I'm now 25 years old and I'm turning 26 in November. Oh God, not looking forward to that. And I hope people don't take this the wrong way, because I believe that, you know, you can be any age and enjoy any hobby, and that's totally fine. I really believe that. But I've just got a lot more adult responsibilities now, and I've got a lot more stuff on my plate, and therefore video games, they're not a priority. They never should have been. And I just don't have the time to play them, and therefore I've just gradually lost interest as the years have gone by. So yeah, I don't play, and I'm not really into any other games. Dan, FIFA and FM, as Grealish denied by Jarstein was offside anyway. But yeah, so I'm not a big fan of video games, and that's why I don't really play that many, because I don't really have the time anymore, sadly. Aiden says, there was someone else that asked this question as well. Could you restart your podcast? It was awesome. Well, thank you very much, Aiden. I really appreciate that. The reason why it stopped, and I think that was the other question I got asked about the podcast. Oh! Ben Brereton, what a goal and what a start to the Europa League Final. 24 minutes in, justifying a selection, hence why Christian stays on the bench. What a goal from Ben Brereton from 25 yards, and there's our first of the game. It's more like 23 yards or 22 yards really, but wonderful arrowed effort right into the top corner, and Jarstein is getting nowhere near that one. What a goal from Ben Brereton. Oh yes, baby, Benny boy, love him. Yeah, so Aiden said, could you restart your podcast? It was awesome, thank you very much. The reason why me and Ben stopped doing the podcast is because of time, and it's as simple as that. We loved recording it, man. We had so much fun. Obviously, I've been a friend of Ben's since the like Christmas period of 2015, I think it was, and Ben's a great guy. He's just started a new FM series, by the way, with Thames FC, and well, put it this way, like Ben is the GOAT of making FM videos. If you've not checked it out yet, please do so. I'll leave a link to his series playlist if he's got one in the description, or the first episode. Yeah, Ben's a great guy, and we have a lot of fun talking with one another, and he's great to talk to. He's a really great guy, and like I said, the best FM creator out there. But again, the reason we stopped working together on the podcast is just because of time. We literally just had so many other things going on, so many other projects we were working on, and we couldn't find the time week in, week out to keep on recording videos for the podcast, whilst we had other stuff going on with our channels and our personal lives as well. We have thought about coming back for one or two special episodes, so there might be a chance that in, you know, the next few months or so we might do one or two, get a feel out, see how people react to it, whether they want it back permanently. But yeah, the reason we stopped it was due to time, and maybe we will restart it one day. I'm glad you enjoyed it, but I guess we'll have to wait and see. But John says, are you ever going to show us your goalkeeping prowess in a video? No, because it wasn't really prowess, it was more like embarrassment. No, sadly not. I don't think I have any clips of me playing football, actually. I have some pictures and some in a scrapbook that my mum kept as well when I was younger. As Luis Alberto is through for the equaliser, and Hertha Berlin make it 1-1. Yeah, this final's already better than the EFL Cup final, and yeah, so I'm not going to show you any videos because I don't think I have any, sadly. But David Kemple says, is Peter Schmeichel the best goalkeeper ever? He's up there. Obviously, being part of the Goalkeepers Union, I've got to shout him out because he was one of my first ever like role models and heroes in goal, someone I aspired to be. but I'm not sure it's the best ever. It's really hard to call a goalkeeper the best ever, because due to time periods and due to the different generations of the game has evolved so much, and I really feel the standard of goalkeepers evolved so much over the years as well. So he's up there as one of the best ever, but the best ever, not entirely sure. And Vintage Vinagre and many others, I'll try and include all the tweets I got about this, but I got quite a few, said thoughts on Cahill signing. So I had a lot of people asking me about Tim Cahill, because of course yesterday night for me, Monday night for you guys, Tim Cahill has been announced, returning back to the Den where he started his professional career after all these years. And it's safe to say I was very happy last night. It was great, because it was like the worst kept secret in football. Like, everyone knew Tim Cahill was returning. There was a slight bit of doubt over the past few days, but no, it was pretty clear. As Brereton has his shot blocked, but the second one also block goes behind for a corner. It was obviously going to happen. We knew Cahill was coming back as soon as the rumours started, and we're absolutely delighted for it. I mean, you know, there's... Oh, great save by Justin. There's some people that might, you know, say, well, he is older now, he is much older, and he's not going to be quite in his prime anymore. That, you know, may be the case, but Tim Cahill is a model professional. If there's one thing you can guarantee of Cahill, it's professionalism. He's a real role model for younger kids, younger footballers. Cahill's always been a really inspiring character based on his professionalism on the pitch alone, and I really rate that. And at his age, yes, of course, he's not going to be physically as fit as before, but he does keep hold of his body very well. That's true. He may not be in his prime anymore, that's true, but Cahill, like I said, professional player, determined, motivated player. And I really believe it's going to be a great signing for us in January. It's going to give the club a lift heading into the second half of the season, which I'm really, really, really pleased we'll have a really good second half of the year as we try and stay away from the drop zone. And having a professional player as part of our team as well is so good, because we've got a really youthful team. There's some experienced players in there, of course, but quite a youthful team. Many boys out of the academy as well. And having Cahill's influence in the dressing room is going to be absolutely fantastic. So, yeah, I'm delighted he's back. I'm delighted he's back. And, of course, he's here because they got the World Cup with Australia in Russia 2018, and he wants to be part of the squad to make it. He needed to find a club. So for him to come back, it's extra motivation for him coming back, still wanting to prove a point, still prove he's still got it, and getting the Australia squad for the World Cup in the summer as well. It's just a dream return. It's a perfect signing. It's brilliant, and I'm delighted. It's great to have him back, and yeah, I'm delighted. And as someone posted, it's Tim Cahill. He'd take him back in a wheelchair. I'll take him back in crutches. I'll take him back missing a leg. I love Tim Cahill, man, and the fact he's back at Millwall, it just feels great. It just feels brilliant. So thanks to everyone for asking about that. Yeah, I'm really pleased. And I'll get to the next question in just a moment's time as Barkley makes the tackle. Now maybe a chance on the break here. Kodjia could release Ben. Oh, Grealish, I see ya. Jack, Grealish, 2-1, baby. Yes. Brereton to Jack, back in front. What a great final this has been so far. Next question comes from Julius Zondag, one of my most loyal subscribers. And he says, do you prefer reading or watching a movie, TV series? Well, this is not going to be a very good response for those of you that love books. I hate reading. I can barely read an article. On BT Sport. I get bored of reading. I get bored reading like 2 or 3 paragraphs. I can't read to save my life. It's just... No, I definitely prefer watching a movie or a TV series. I don't actually watch that many TV programs nowadays. I did start watching Black Mirror, and I got to the end of season 2, and there were some good episodes in there. It was a little bit of a weird program. For those that have watched Black Mirror, it's a bit of a weird program, but there were some episodes that were good. I really liked the second episode of the first season. I can't remember what it was called, but it was... I'm sure you'll know what it was. It was the guys in grey, like tracksuits, that kept on pedaling on bikes. And I'm not doing this program a service right now with the description of the second episode, but it was a good episode. But I did watch Black Mirror for a bit, but I couldn't keep up with it, and I sort of lost a bit of interest towards the end of... Oh, what a tackle by Van Aanholt. Brereton keeps the chance alive. I couldn't get it away from Jarstein. I got to the end of the season 2, but I couldn't stick with it, and I ran out of time to watch the rest of it. But yeah, I don't read at all, Julius, so believe me, I would pick a movie or a TV show over the books any day of the week. As Luis Alberto finds Davy Selk, who we knew was going to be hard to stop today, but Pepe Reina, in his final appearance in professional football, with a brilliant close down and save there, keeps us in front in the game. Next question comes from... Oh, that's Tim Cahill saying no one likes us, we don't care. Love you, son. Jacob, and... Excuse me. Jacob says, will you make a series where you use all of the cult heroes on one team at their peak ratings and put them in an experiment tournament or something like that? Well, I was going to save talking about this until I actually did it. But this is going to be, and I can't really promise this, but it's probably almost definitely going to be my final series on YouTube. I've had this idea since FIFA 15. Anyone who watches me knows that my saves aren't about winning all the trophies and just being the most dominant and best player on YouTube. I don't care about that. I don't care about how I'm perceived as a player. I don't care one bit. My saves are all about storylines. They're all about creating a really fun story. And I've had so many players that have become cult heroes, and it's because of the way I try and create my stories and my series, and it's really fun. And I had this idea in FIFA 15 that when I decided to leave YouTube, because I was considering leaving in the summer of 2015 when, it was apparent that my dad was going to sell the house and I didn't have a job and I didn't know whether I could do this full time. And I was thinking about just leaving YouTube and finding a full-time job. Instead, I decided to try and make YouTube a job, and it became one, and I'm so pleased and so thankful every day. But I've always had this idea that I will make my final series on YouTube a series or a season, if you will, where all of my players, like you said, get put into one team, all of the cult heroes, and we try and undertake this incredible challenge. And it's up to us to try and, save football in some way. The experiment was like a warm-up series for that. And it's like I said, it's definitely my long-term goal for when I leave YouTube, making that my final project. And hopefully, I'll make it my best series ever. So it's a great idea, but believe me, Jacob, it's been my idea for many years. And again, I can't promise it, but I'll tell you this, it's very likely that I'll be doing that as my final series on YouTube. Oh yeah, let's make some subs. Only 10 minutes to go in the game. Jeez, just realised that. Next question comes from Umer. And he says, I think I asked this for one of your live commentary questions in videos in the past, during FIFA 14, I guess. Wow. Thanks for being a long-term sub, dude. Who do you think is going to win the World Cup? And is there any other team, is there another team you're going to support apart from England, and why? As for who's going to win the World Cup, well, I am just awful at predicting who's going to win tournaments. I was one of the people that said Leicester would do well to stay up in their title-winning season. So that sort of sums it up. Let's get Torres on the pitch for his final game for football. And Torres as well, and Dempsey, because they're all retiring, aren't they? Well, that means Benteke can't play. We don't need him at the moment. So let's bring on Torre for Barkley. So all three of these players retiring alongside Reina. They all deserve to be on the pitch for the final 10 minutes. Yeah, I'm terrible at predicting who's going to win. But I'll say... I don't know. I really don't know. I'm rubbish at this because you know what's going to happen. I said Spain would win the World Cup in 2014. Tiki-taka football is not dead, guys. Spain had a terrible group campaign and got knocked out. I don't know. I'll say Spain. I'll say Spain will win Russia 2018. I'll say Spain, and maybe this time it will come good. And is there another team I'm going to support apart from England? Well, I don't even support England. I've said before, I don't watch international football. I don't really care about it, to be honest. I'll hope England do well because I come from England, and if they do well, then the people around me in this country are happier. So I hope they do well. But again, I'm not really fussed too much. As Davy Selker is denied by Pepe Reina, flying to Aston Villa's rescue to keep us in front with 5 games to go. Oh, don't retire, Pepe. We still love you. Fernando. Dempsey. Oh, this will be wonderful if we finish it off like this. Kodjia. Oh, he's tackled. That was all 4 of the veterans getting involved there. But yeah, there's not another team I'll support. I don't care. I watch international football as a neutral, and I just hope it's a good competition. I hope it's a really good competition. It's surrounded by controversy, and I hope that the football overshadows that and makes it a really good one to remember as well. And James Harden, who I didn't realise watches me, says, what is your position in Archetype in 2K this year? I can't remember the latter, because I haven't played in... I think the last time I played 2K was in November. But when I started my career, Torre wide the post, I always play as a point guard because that's what I would play in real life. I always play as a point guard, and I'm a raw pass-first point guard. I don't even like shooting. I just like getting the assists. Basically, in my career, if you were to watch me play my career, what I do is I pick and roll, I drive, and I kick. It's what I do. It's literally my entire game history in 2K. That's all I do. I just set the teammates up, try and get as many assists as possible, because I like doing that more than scoring. I really do. I like being a supporter. And for those who watch my player save, that won't come as much as a surprise. But here come Hertha Berlin looking for an equaliser to force extra time. Cameron Carter-Vickers with a crucial clearance. Don't let it slip. Don't let it slip. Torre, well done. And that should be that. And there it is. It's all over. Final score here in London. Aston Villa 2, Hertha Berlin 1. Cameron, thank you, mate. And that will do it. Aston Villa, champions of Europe in the Europa League. And that is a great way to end what has been a debut year back in the top flight. We cap it off with our first piece of European silverware of the series. Oh, that is fantastic. That is absolutely fantastic. The board asked us to get to the quarterfinals. We go all the way and win it. And that now means as well our record in finals is 2-2. We won the EFL Cup final last year. We won the Europa League final as well. We're coming through when it matters most. And that man certainly did. Cameron Carter-Vickers, what a clearance. And Pepe Reina, the veteran who made some great saves in this game as well, is going to lift the trophy too in his final appearance for football, along with Torre, Dempsey and Fernando Torres. The veterans all served us well this year, left us with some memorable moments, and Pepe Reina is going to get to lift the Europa League as well. Oh, Pepe, we salute you. We salute you. Enjoy your retirement, son. Enjoy it. You deserve it. So, I love career mode when you create these sort of storylines. The veterans this year have been brilliant. Fernando Torres' hat-trick against Manchester United. The goal with his first touch away at Anfield. Yaya Torres screamers in the group campaign of this competition. And of course, Clint Dempsey. What more can you say about the man that was here last year as well? I love career mode sometimes, I really do. Next question comes from Liverpool Brad then. He says, asked a similar question to this last time. Favourite ever youth player in any of your careers? It's so difficult to answer that question, Brad, because there's just so many. I think actually I answered this. Didn't I answer this question from you in the EFL Cup final? It seems familiar. Maybe I did. But it's really hard to answer this question. I don't think I could pick one. Like, there are so many that mean so much for different reasons. Like, just players that have been completely unique in their own way, players that have been wacky, like Scott Triggs, the man with no legs. Like, it's so difficult to just pick one. Every youth player in every save I've done has been so fun to create a storyline with, because they all have their own different character traits, and it's just, I don't think I could just pick one. There's just too many to name, really. But here's a question for you guys, actually, if you're watching this video. If you've watched me for quite a long time on YouTube, firstly, thank you very much. But who is your favourite youth player I've ever had in any series I've ever done? Let me know in the comment section down below. I'll be interested to know what you guys come up with there. But anyway, very good final this. Very good final indeed. Both teams played well. We were the better team, though. Definitely deserved a win, no doubt about it. But Reina did make some fine saves in this game to make sure we will come away with a win, including one right at the end as well. I think man of the match will go to Brereton, though. Got the goal for our first and got the assist for, a second. And Barkley got the assist for our first. But Grealish, did I say, hang on. Oh no, it was Grealish that scored, wasn't it? It was Grealish and Brereton with the screamer. Sorry, I said Barkley. I remember Barkley flashed one just wide. We'll share the man of the match between Brereton and Grealish, actually. Both got a goal each and both assisted one another. We'll share those two for man of the match. We shout the boys out the back. Cameron Carter, because what a crucial interception at the end. And Reina for the saves as well. Yeah, we'll share man of the match between Grealish and Ben for a really good display by two of our most talented young English talents. And yeah, so that's a question that you guys can answer from Brad. Who is your favourite youth player I've had in any one of my series? And Juan says, who's one person that you regret not getting to know better? That's a difficult one, really, because like all the good friends I have are people that I've always sort of felt like I would become good friends with, even right at the beginning. Like my best friend has been my best friend since I was 6 years old, and I don't think that'll ever change. And like some of my friends, like the person I was referencing earlier, like I've known her for quite a few years now, and like I've always felt like as soon as I get a connection with someone, I always keep them around. So I don't really feel there's anyone that I regret not getting to know better, because if I really wanted to, I would have done. Do you know what I mean? And I appreciate my friends more than anything in the world. Like, I'm so grateful to have such good friends around me. I don't regret anyone. Like, I don't regret, not getting to know anyone better. I have brilliant friends. I have amazing friends around me. And, yeah, I couldn't be happy with who I've got, and I don't feel like I need any more, to be honest. So yeah, so Aston Villa crowned Europa League champions then. That is absolutely fantastic news. There is that glistening trophy alongside myself and Ross Barkley as well. And obviously some of you guys have been pointing out, as I know, if you win the Europa League, qualify for the Champions League. Now, the reason I've downplayed that is because I just don't know, as Luciano won the player of the competition, I just don't know whether that happens in FIFA or not. So we might qualify for the Champions League by winning this. We might not. I don't know. I guess we'll just have to wait and find out in the next episode, which will be the season opener coming on Saturday morning. So that will end today's episode of Career Mode then, guys. That will end the season finale. It certainly was a great game. And what we'll do is we'll end with the final look at the squad hub. Oh, Reina retiring, Torre retiring, Torres retiring, Dempsey retiring. Oh, we're going to miss those veterans so much next season. But that will end today's episode of the Career Mode, guys. Really hope you have enjoyed it. And if you have enjoyed the season finale, then please do drop a like. Don't forget to comment down below your favourite youth player from any of my series ever done before. And also, do leave a like if you enjoyed the video as well. I've got to give Green a contract there, don't I? It's been a fun one. I've really enjoyed this season. It's been a great season for us back in the Premier League, finishing in 6th place. May have missed out on the top 4 place right at the end, but hey, still a great debut year. And to cap it off with a Europa League trophy as well, our first piece of European silverware in the Series 2. I got to say, what a great Season 2. I'm hyped for Season 3, and I really hope you guys are as well. We've got Di Maria, Alex McCarthy, Tom Kearney, and Socrates, perhaps our new captain, joining us for the 3rd season as well on pre-contracts. And in the season opener on Saturday morning, if we hit the like target, we'll have a double episode upload day as we come back for Season 3, and it should be, hopefully, another really memorable year. So thanks for watching, guys. Much love to you all. Have a fantastic day. Hope you've had a great week so far. And again, we will not be having a Career Mode episode tomorrow. That'll be a catch-up day for those who have missed the recent episodes, but we'll return on Saturday morning at 10 AM UK time. Refresh your sub box, because the first episode of Season 3 will be coming out, and the transfer window should be a really fun one. Thanks for watching, much love to you all, and I'll see you for the start of Season 3, the season opener, on Saturday morning.